And of course, I could not have rescued the goat if it wasn't for my handy sidekick here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hidden Heights Farm. I'm Kevin. It's a beautiful day in Oklahoma. So I just got off work, got the kids picked up from school, and as I'm pulling in the driveway, I see a problem that I got to address pretty quickly. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. As I'm pulling up the driveway, I see this goat has her head stuck in the fence. So let's go get her rescued. Wow, springtime's my favorite time of the year. Everything's starting to turn green. You can smell all the beautiful flowers blossoming out from all the fruit trees and the wild flowers. The bees are going crazy. Okay, so for those of you that have been keeping up with the videos on the channel, you've been watching some of the projects I've been doing, and one of the projects was fencing off the hillside over on the side of our small pasture. And the fencing that we chose to use for that is the 4x4 field fence. 4x4 squares, and this goat right here that's stuck in the fence is a perfect reason why we are doing that. So like I said, this fence that we're building right now is on that hillside, and from our house and when we're outside we cannot see down below that hillside. So if a goat was to get her head stuck, it's pretty vital you get there pretty quick to get them out. They stress out, and if there's a predator on the other side of the fence, they won't hesitate to chew their face off. So let's get this goat rescued. I need your help, girl. She's all right. Get back. Daisy, quit. Good girl. So you know the old saying, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence? That's not always the case. You can ask this goat. So now that she's free, she's trying to get back to her herd, which I think they are all around the barn somewhere. Okay guys, so this is just regular field wire. And this is what we have around most of our property right now. So if you guys are going to be building fence for goats, go ahead and spend the extra money and get the 4x4 square field wire. The goats cannot get their head stuck in there. You guys seen how she got her head stuck in there? She probably would not have been able to get her head out if I didn't see it and come help her out. And of course I could not have rescued the goat if it wasn't for my handy sidekick here. You guys seen her? She thought I was hurting the goat, so she tried to get in between me and the goat. She's very protective of her goats. Right, Daisy? Right? Good girl. Alright guys, since we're out here, I'll go ahead and show you the pond. This is our bigger pond, which isn't really that big, but we need a good rain to kind of wash some of this moss and stuff out. And if you guys can see that, that is a ball of frog eggs. So even the frogs are enjoying the springtime. So this weekend I went ahead and bought the 3 rolls of 4x4 field wire, the sheep and goat fencing anyways, to finish the project on the hillside. And of course Tractor Supply only had 2 rolls of the red brand and 1 roll of the Oklahoma brand in stock. So I went ahead and bought all 3, which is all they had, and I didn't know when they were going to get another truck in, and I need to get this project wrapped up as soon as possible. These rolls are super heavy. Each roll weighs 261 pounds, so they're pretty hard to handle by myself. So I'm gonna have to get some help and get this thing wrapped up. Alright guys, you can see all the little pollinators are at work on the pear tree, which is great. This Alright guys, so if you were able to catch the last 2 of my videos I posted here on YouTube, one was getting into my beehives for the first time since wintertime, or last fall actually, and the second video I posted last night was a how-to video on how to treat your pear and apple trees for fire blight. And I don't know if you guys can see or not, this pear tree is in full bloom right now. It is a Bartlett pear tree, which is a self-pollinator, but if you can see up here, there's tons of pollinators right now, little bees and flies, and yeah, I even seen a few wasps. They are busy doing their thing, collecting the pollen, and at the same time they're benefiting me by pollinating this tree. So if you guys haven't checked out those videos, please go check them out and hit that like button. And this smaller tree right here behind me, I actually have 2 of these types. This is another pear tree, but it is a moon glow, and they are pollinators to the Bartlett pear tree. And if you look real close, they are just starting to get their buds for the blossoms as well. If you look real close, they're just starting to get the blossoms. So as soon as these open up, hopefully these pollinators will help me out some more and pollinate both these trees. Alright guys, go check out that video that I posted last night about treating the fire blight on the apple and pear trees. And yes, I almost forgot to update you guys. So I'm standing in front of the pear tree that I did the video on this weekend. As you guys know that have watched that video, we had 2 nights with freezing temperatures come in, and our indoor temperature gauge that measures the outside as well said it reached 31 degrees, but as you can see, this pear tree, all the blooms are still alive and well, so the freeze did not affect us. So we made it. Thanks. I know some of you guys said you were praying and giving us good thoughts, so we appreciate that. Just an update on this tree, guys. And of course the bees are super active with all these flowers out and about. God has blessed us with plenty of rain this year, and there's tons of wildflowers, tons of wild trees that are blossoming out. It's just an awesome time of the year. So it sure does make things a lot nicer taking care of your farm here in the springtime. You guys can probably just hear the birds singing in the background. Well, I hear some dogs, but I also hear birds just going crazy. And I showed you guys this tree in a video before, but let me show you again. So this tree right here is a wild plum tree. Some people call it a sand plum, and it gets little plums on it about the size of cherries. And I know a lot of people that make jams and jellies out of it, but it smells awesome. I wish you guys could smell this tree. I transplanted this from the woods about 10 years ago on our property here, and this thing's just growing like crazy. And we used to have a hog pen right here underneath this tree, and them hogs would just gorge themselves on these plums. And I know a lot of you guys are excited about the turkey hatching. I went through the incubator today, and I think I've got 5 fertile eggs so far for sure. And the batch I just put in here this weekend I have not been able to candle because it's only been a couple of days, but I think we're going to get some hatched out. Let's see if there's any more eggs today. You know, Mr. Turkey, I guess you did do your job because it looks like we got some fertile eggs. And of course, got one on the ground again. And 2 more in here. So now I'm going to go ahead and just leave these eggs in here for now. So there's a total of 3. I better go check the ground one more time. Okay, so I know some of you guys have been asking where we got our name, Hidden Heights Farm. So back about 14 years ago when we bought this property, we came and looked at it, and it had this view with it, and we just thought it was one of the most beautiful views, you know, that we could have in this area. Usually you can see the lake and the creek. There's a creek that runs down through here, not on our property, but across down the hill anyways. And man, it's just beautiful views in the summer, in the winter. And this hillside here is the one that I'm working on to put the fencing up so we can let our goats graze in here and keep all the weeds and the trees from growing up. So I got to get that done pretty soon, but I just wanted to show you guys the view that we do have here at Hidden Heights Farm. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching this video. And if you guys are interested in bees or how to treat fire blight in your apple and pear trees, I ask you to please go watch those other 2 videos I previously posted the past 2 days. And if you're new to the channel, I ask you to please subscribe. And for those of you that like following the channel, hit that like button. Share this video, share my channel with your friends, social media, anything you can helps us out. We'll see you on the next video, guys.